Hey there, good day, good day. It is Coach Andrea here, Elites Beyond Measure Inc., where it is my goal, aim, my pure mission to help you elevate your life intentionally towards excellence and success. Well, if we're here together, we are here to talk about another strategy or just simply another tip in the limelight of business. And so today, without further ado, I am going to share just a few business startup costs for consideration. Naturally, the type of business that you desire to start, whether you're going to have employees or not, or is this going to be something that's just you in the beginning, all of those matter, those factors matter in terms of how these startup costs appear to you. But nonetheless, you will want to have someone who can advise you on what might be necessary, what might be unnecessary, at least as you're starting. But there are a few basic costs that are a requirement. So we're going to dive right on in. I am going to share what we've got going on. And ultimately, you're going to get a chance to see some of those items. And so I've listed a few here, as you can see on the screen, that I consider to be essential. Let me preface all of it by saying this is certainly not an all-encompassing list, but it gives you an idea of what it is you might want to keep in consideration as we are preparing. When I notice I said we, you and I are preparing to hopefully get your business up and running. Some of these costs may be things that you may need to beef up. If you're already in business, you may want to consider beefing up in a particular area. But here are some of the essentials, and we can detail anything else later in your free one-on-one session that we can do together. Market research. Sometimes it is necessary to do some careful research of the industry that you are considering. There are a lot of things that are out there, and you may have the corner on what makes you unique, what makes you different. Even if you have a banana nut bread baking business, what makes your banana nut bread different? You might want to do some market research. How many other bakers are in the area? Who else is self-employed that also offers baked goods? Those are just things that you may want to touch base on. Some of us, as we're starting businesses, we kind of know what's in our area, but in the land of virtualness, I'll say that again, in the land of virtualness, meaning the virtual platform, businesses can exist without necessarily having a brick and mortar building. But doing the market research carefully will give you an indication of who else out there is doing something like yours, doing exactly what you're wanting to do. But certainly letting you know also in terms of as you get ready to price and structure your services or your product, what those price points should be. So market research would be number one. Number two, insurance, license, permit fees. These are things that most areas businesses are expected to have. If you're looking to be in the food industry, there's a whole different slew of health inspections and other things that you may need. In your particular city or locale, there may be business licenses and permits that you need to operate in that respective city. Insurance you might need. But nonetheless, this is an area you'll want to look at, do a little research on, and be prepared accordingly. Equipment and supplies, this may or may not apply to every single one. We've got a lot of different businesses out there that need a varying range of equipment and supplies, but every type of business, I believe, requires some type of equipment and or supply. Even in the social media world, you need cameras and laptops and sound equipment. I mean, I'm talking through a microphone at this moment. So there are things that you may want to consider. And when you're putting your plan in place, these are things you want to look at, because these in most cases are obviously going to be out-of-pocket upfront costs. If you're going to need to borrow money, it's definitely going to be necessary for you to outlay what it is you're going to need to make sure that when you borrow the appropriate amount. Advertising and promotion. I mean, no business can go without some of this. There's a variety of ways to advertise and promote your business now, but it's certainly much more than just placing an ad. Certainly, the social media realm has many packages you can use. We can look at all of those together. But nonetheless, this is going to be something you definitely need to make sure that you are ready to proceed with, because you'll need some advertising and promotion, even if it's through your Facebook platform, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, any of those platforms that may be free. You still are going to need some sort of way to get you and what you offer out there. We can discuss all of those as well. And then last but not least, I have on this list is borrowing costs. Sometimes many of you that are going into businesses that require capital, you're going to need equipment. Maybe you need trucks. Maybe you need camera equipment. Maybe you need actually to furnish a space or a building that you're going to rent. All of those may fall into the borrowing costs category. And these are things that might require financing. Not all businesses require borrowing. You may have a small savings that you may want to kind of loan to yourself and get going. Of course, again, another one of those separate conversations when it comes to how your business is structured when you're talking about loaning money to yourself. But again, as a coach of business and having businesses myself, I certainly am in position to advise or at least give you some starting guidelines on how that should look. So let's schedule your plan and free session today to discuss. Reach out to me here, certainly through social media, and then also maybe through my social website. Sorry about that. Website, successfuldiva.mobi. You'll see it there on the screen. But ultimately, my email as well is on the screen, office@successfuldiva.com. My phone number is there. You can text as well. Let's get you scheduled. Let's talk about it. Let's see what your ideas are. You never know until you start putting a plan in place. But I do know this: if you're doing something that you enjoy and you're passionate about it, don't give it away for free. Coach Andrea here, elevating lifestyles intentionally towards excellence and success. I look forward to hearing from you. Let's talk about not just these costs, but some others that might be unique and specific for you. Have a great day.